Hey everyone, not long ago at the Xbox Game Showcase, we got confirmation that Persona 4 Revival is real and in the works. Persona 4 is my favourite game in the MegaTen franchise, so I was delighted to see the trailer for it, even if it was short. I made a video a while ago about what I would like to see in Kingdom Hearts 4. This time I would like to give Persona 4 a go and make a video about what I want to see in Revival. Just know that everything in this video is my opinion, and I would love to hear yours, so make sure you let me know what you want to see in P4 Revival in the comments. Just before we start, I'll just let you know that this video contains spoilers, and if you don't want to be spoiled, I'd suggest waiting before you watch it. The first improvement I believe is warranted for P4 is improvements to the dungeons. I've heard plenty of people say this one before, and to be honest, it's 100% true. While I think the atmosphere in them is peak, and P5 couldn't quite capture it, at the end of the day, P4 dungeons are glorified hallways. The easiest improvement they can make is to make them anything that isn't that. I know it sounds like a lazy answer, but it's true. I remember a while back hearing someone say that making the P4 dungeons like Persona 5's would be a big step up, and I'm totally on board with that idea. I believe that for the most part, it would work pretty well, even if they can't really add a lot of the stealth and platforming one would expect from P5 dungeons, because the Persona 4 cast aren't Phantom Thieves. Honestly, there's not much more to say about dungeons, as we haven't seen yet what they have in store for us. The next thing I want to see improve in Persona 4 Revival's gameplay is the overall rebalance of two specific party members. The other party members are pretty good in both the PS2 version and Golden and work in tandem with each other, but the two that need work are Yosuke and Naoto. I won't go into too much detail about them both, as I might dedicate them their own videos. The short explanation is that both of them are trying to do too many things and end up doing none of them better than the party member that specializes in it. People especially like to say that in Golden, Naoto is the best party member, and I think I didn't play the same P4 Golden as they did because she sucks. Slightly less than in PS2, but she's still bad. I'd best stop talking about this before I piss off more people though, so let's move on. The next thing I hope we see is the Golden content. I think it's ludicrous that people believe that they could possibly make it DLC. That's not possible, because unlike Episode Argus in P3, this content is integrated into the main story and isn't really able to be stripped out of the game. If someone buys the game without the DLC and later decides they want it, they are out of luck because they've already started the playthrough and they can't get the Marie social link done in time to unlock the dungeon. Either the Golden content is in the game or it isn't. It won't be DLC. Something that could be an improvement over not just P4 Golden but also P5 Royal is making Marie a permanent party member for the remainder of the game after clearing her dungeon. Or in P5 Royal's case, have Kasumi a party member throughout instead of an endgame teammate. A lot of people will try to make the point that they can't because they would have to make them talk in the cutscenes throughout their respective games, but they honestly don't. If they don't talk much in the cutscenes, who cares? Yusuke hardly talks in the P5 dungeons after clearing Madarame's palace, and nobody complains. Pretty much everyone thought Kasumi in P5R going, "Sorry mate, I'm not joining the Phantom Thieves," was a load of nonsense anyway. I still think they won't do it, to be honest, because Atlas doesn't really like to change. The next thing I'm going to say is probably going to come to a surprise to some people, but I actually hope they make the social links easier to do. A lot of people say that P4 is really easy to max out all social links without a guide, but I really don't see it. I've played the PS2 version and Golden many times, and in both, I never even got close to maxing all of them out. I haven't really maxed them all in P3 either, but I still felt like I could get more of them done without a guide than P4. Meanwhile, P5 Royal is sitting there in the corner wondering what I'm talking about, because in that game it's so easy to max them all out without a guide. Hopefully P4 makes it easier to do this, because it has my favourite social links in the series. I'll still play the guts out of the game and do multiple playthroughs, so I suppose it's not a big deal at the end of the day, but it would be quite nice. Even for those of you who don't agree with me on the social links being a bit hard to do, we can definitely agree that the wild goose chase you have to go on to get information to start the dungeons is really annoying and just pads the story more than anything. Not to mention, it's not clear what NPCs you have to talk to, and most people will end up looking it up. Maybe they could give better hints or put an exclamation mark over the heads of NPCs the game wants you to talk to. Or in a perfect world, they would get rid of the game mechanic as a whole and not waste our time. This last thing for story is not really big a deal either, but it would be really nice if they make the Namatame part less irritating to get correct. There are too many dialogue options that all lead to different bad endings. I got sick of looking them up every time I replayed P4 and just saved them in my Google Notes. Why does there need to be multiple bad endings? It's a bit silly. Even if you decide not to kill Namatame in this scene, you can still get a bad ending if you don't get every dialogue choice correct, because Yosuke is a flog. Either you kill Namatame and Nanako stays dead, you don't kill him and Nanako survives but she stays in hospital, or you get all of them right, and even after that and you clear Adachi's dungeon, there's still a secret ending they don't tell you about. But that about wraps up what I had to say about what I want to see in Persona 4 Revival. I'm looking forward to seeing a long-time favourite being reimagined. It won't replace the PS2 version or the Golden version, as I have attachments to both of them for their own reasons, like I will have attachments to this remake for its own reasons. If you've watched all of the video, I want to give you my thanks, and I'd encourage you to comment what you thought, because I'd love to interact with you guys. Wishing you all the best. Peace out.